Welcome back to Big Movie Mouth Off, the podcast where three Salt Lake City-based critics agree to disagree about film. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
You know what, guys? We've just been quietly plugging along, and we have actually reached episode number 30.
Whoa.
We're
Does that
old.
mean something? I mean, I feel like there should be some sort of celebration.
We are as old as, is it Scream 3? Is that what I said was 30? Or is that 25? No, it's 25. Never mind. We already got past that.
Well,
Okay.
I'm having a beverage to celebrate.
Okay,
Aw.
good,
I
good.
should have brought up my bubbly.
We've got a weird show because these two movies couldn't be more remote from one another, but we're going to talk about Captain America, Brave New World, and then we're going to review Stephen King's The Monkey.
They're very us movies, though.
They're very us movies. That is
Yeah.
absolutely true.
Definitely.
I love, though, that we're digging into two kind of legacy brands, Stephen King
True.
and MCU. I think that's fun. So let's do Cap first. Before Adam takes us through the story of this movie, let's listen to a little bit of the trailer.
I was a wartime general. Now I'm a wartime president.
Your inner circle's been compromised. Let me fix it.
Watch yourself. You're not Steve Rogers.
You're right. I'm not.
Wait for it.
All right, Adam, we're going to circle back to the trailer because I think this movie suffers from trailer disease more than any
Yes.
we've seen in a long time. But take us through the plot as you know it.
All right. So basically, we've got Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie. He is the new Captain America, having taken up the shield after Steve Rogers has retired as an old man. He's joined by the new Falcon, Joaquin Torres, played by Danny Ramirez. And they're basically out there trying to beat up bad guys, save the world. They end up, though, having to partner reluctantly with none other than Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford, who is the new president. He has learned the error of his ways, and he is looking to bring a peace treaty for the world because there's a special mineral on that celestial that we haven't talked about for 25,000 years that was in the ocean. And there's some shadowy force in the background trying to ruin this peace plan.
You have hit upon what I think is this movie's toughest job, and it's basing its plot on two of the most remote products of the MCU, the Hulk and the Eternals. The plot is contingent upon understanding those two movies, which I think is from the gate a little bit of an issue. That being said, I should have mentioned at the top of the show that our guilty pleasure for this episode is going to be Actor Swap Edition, movies where a previously accepted actor has been swapped for another. In this case, it's Harrison Ford replacing William Hurt, who died in 2022. He was Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, and Harrison Ford has taken up that mantle. So let's go back to my comment about the trailer. I think this movie made a huge mistake when it revealed in the trailer that Ross was going to become a Red Hulk. I think
they
that
should not have done that. That
wouldn't
was like
that
the
have been-
worst thing.
right. Wouldn't that have been much more valuable as a third act surprise?
I mean, here's the thing: we talked about Companion recently, and it was the same thing with that, where it's like, don't watch the trailer because it gives away the story. This one, you didn't have any warning for that, and I guess it goes
It's
back to
everywhere.
the fact it's everywhere. Yeah.
Oh
the
my
very
God.
First,
It's the poster.
It's in the
Yeah.
earliest possible marketing. I mean, they committed to this
Right.
from day one.
and I guess it goes back to the thing that the creatives behind the movie aren't the ones responsible for making these trailers. But the annoying thing is Marvel knows how to do this. Look at the Infinity War trailer when they straight up lied to us multiple times. So when we actually saw the movie, we didn't know what was going to happen because we didn't get a chance to see it. So it's not as if they don't know how to handle these things. All they had to do is, hey, make the Hulk green. And that's all they had to do that would have made it so, oh, now we're surprised by Red Hulk.
That would have been a
But-
good bait and switch. Absolutely.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
again, these are the masters of the bait and switch. So that is for me at least, one of the most damning things about this movie was how they marketed it.
Brooks, Marvel is really struggling to find its way right now. I think the loss of Kang the Conqueror as the next big bad has wrong-footed Marvel, and they're just having a hard time figuring out where to go next. Do you agree that these one-off projects are a tough thing for them to maintain in terms of audience fidelity?
I think as far as the audience is concerned, for the most part, yes, the mainstream audience. However, as obviously a big Marvel nerd, I like them. I like
Oh.
that they took little strands from other things, but it also doesn't completely have to expand the MCU universe. And this one was more like they were trying to finally wrap some things up. While they did introduce one thing, obviously. But yeah, I like that it's kind of self-contained.
Do you think it was necessary, Adam, to bring the Eternals into the MCU more fully with this film? Because that film kind of happened in a vacuum. People didn't respond to it. It wasn't a success.
So I forget, was this before or after the Fox buyout?
Eternals was way after.
Way after.
Okay, that's what I thought. So there is one plot point we're not going to give away because that was kind of, I mean, you could see it coming, but it was kind of cool. Like, it explained why the Celestial was important and why there's this peace treaty. And that's going to be a huge thing coming up for future movies whenever we do get them. But I'm on record as saying I did not like the Eternals. I feel like that movie didn't need to exist. You could have had some other cool way to bring this thing about in this
Yeah.
movie without having a whole other piece of crap movie that the only thing it's worthwhile for is the Celestial and what it means. Like, you
callback.
didn't need, yeah, it's a callback. And this movie's
That's all it
full
is.
of callbacks. Like, this is almost like, you know, clip show the movie with all the stuff they're going back to.
References the movie.
Oh yeah, back and forth all the time. So I'm not an Eternals fan. I think they could have done it differently. And honestly, I think the way they did it in this is kind of almost lazy too.
It's
So
because
Totally.
they placed it on the head of a movie that no one cares about.
Well, that was my point that I made at the beginning. And I feel like Edward Norton's Hulk is in a similar category. People like that movie more than they like the Eternals. But in the grand scheme of the MCU, that movie is an outlier. It doesn't fit the larger
Yeah.
mold, except for the fact that Ross has continued on. And obviously, the character of Banner Hulk has continued
right.
on.
And
as
isn't
well.
there a Tony Stark cameo at a bar or something like that? I
In-
want to say RDJ
In
showed up
Incredible
for,
Hulk,
like,
there is,
yeah.
at the end.
Well, I disagree with you, Adam, about the Eternals. I think it's good. I'm like Brooks. I enjoy these one-offs. Like, they don't move the needle, as I
I
said.
don't enjoy that one.
Well, fair enough. But I liked the Eternals more than the two of you. But I do think that Cap Brave New World gave itself an uphill struggle by using that film as its source
Yeah.
material for this plot. I do think, though, as an opportunity following Falcon and Winter Soldier to bring Anthony Mackie more fully into the role, I enjoyed his work in this and I enjoyed the plot and how it dealt with his non-super status, right? His humanity, his mortality. I enjoyed that a lot. Did you guys think that Anthony was treated well by this script?
I did. I mean, it turns it into a big underdog story, really, because he doesn't have superpowers. He's sort of like Tony Stark. He bases everything on what he's given. He's got his equipment and his intellect, his training, and that's it.
DC has their Batman, right, to fill this role, the non-powered superhero. And with Tony dead, we've kind of needed one.
Before we go any further, I must say that being a billionaire is a superpower. So let's not forget that. No, I like the fact that he made a point to say that I did not take the super soldier serum. That was
Yep.
his thing. He's like, I want
Yeah.
to be myself. And I love the fact that the smaller, quieter moments of this movie are his wrestling with how do I live up to Steve Rogers? How do I become Captain America when I'm just me? I can barely lead a team. I'm now in charge of probably building the Avengers 2.0.
Yeah.
I've got this kid who's my sidekick who doesn't even know what he's doing, and I don't want him to die. The whole time he's there, he's like, don't die, don't die, don't die. So I feel that in this movie, especially, the performances are what really move it along.
Totally.
In my review, it's kind of funny because I kind of bashed on it, but I did really actually enjoy it a lot. It was a lot of fun. The plot was interesting, and everyone was good. Everyone was fun. And I will say that it was a lot of fun to watch Harrison Ford act circles around these new people because
Yeah.
his portrayal of Thaddeus Ross and the president was fantastic. And it was some of the best stuff he's done in a long time outside of Shrinking. So
I was going to ask what you guys thought about the Harrison Ford casting because I thought he had a kind of a weird job to do to follow William Hurt, to
True.
follow this character that MCU fans
Very
know and love.
established.
And he did a great job with it. There's that famous moment where Don Cheadle walks up to RDJ in the Senate hearing,
Yeah.
you know, and he says, "You?" And he says, "Yeah, get over it." That's the way they handle the actor swap. And I just have always loved that about Marvel, that they just say things
just
out
do it.
loud. They don't worry about the consequences. And there were a couple of moments where they talked about the facial hair with Ross.
The mustache.
Yeah, it was just a way of acknowledging that
Yeah.
I'm not the same guy. I'm going to do it my way. And I thought Harrison Ford was a really good choice for this. Now,
Oh.
he spends half the movie in CGI. Obviously, we saw that in the trailer, but I do feel like he made the character sympathetic, which was kind of the point of this movie, was that he's trying to retcon his own reputation. And I think that he sold that. Adam, you talked about your other review, and in my radio review, I kind of bashed it a little bit too, even though I liked it a lot. One of the things I said, though, is it has all the things we expect from Marvel, the good and the bad. The good, meaning funny script,
Mm-hmm.
great performances, really good action set pieces. It's also got the bad stuff, weak villain, inconsistent tone, and a very awkward relationship with its own larger mythology. This movie is, I think, struggling to find its place in whatever Marvel's supposed to be doing next.
Well, and I think one of the biggest problems with this one, and again, I hate the fact that I'm bashing on it because I really did have fun with it. Like,
Same.
I walked out and I was like, I'm excited to see where they go from here. But again, this felt more like one of those springboard movies. Like, we're setting up Avengers 2.0, so we have to have the new foundation being built, and we've got Cap and we've got, the new Falcon. But I'm really getting tired of Marvel movies where we can't just enjoy the present, but every single thing has to be looking forward. I think that's what everything did in the first couple phases, was because, yeah, you had your individual stories and you had the overarching theme that would get tied into the Avenger movies. But with the exception maybe of Age of Ultron, like every single one, you could just watch it by itself and you didn't need to know everything. This one and some other ones, it felt like, okay, well, this is interesting, this is fun, but we're really just waiting to go see what happens next. And I would like to have more of a story than just preparing for Doomsday.
And there's a lot of homework.
Yes.
That's true. I think it's interesting, Adam, that you see the lack of grand arc in some of these films as a feature. I see it as a bug. Where do you come down, Brooks?
I guess it kind of goes both ways because it just depends, I think, on how much you like the character, how much you want to see their story. Because, like, for this, I like Sam Wilson. I like him as Captain America. He's who should be taking up the mantle. It was never going to be Bucky, and I'm glad they didn't use Bucky.
Yeah.
So giving him his own movie is great. But yeah, at the same time, it's like this movie has its foot in the past, present, and future, which is can be very awkward.
Not enough in the future, in my opinion,
Yeah.
but I do hear what you're saying. I love Anthony Mackie. Watch his season of Altered Carbon. It's so good. I'm such a huge fan of that guy, and I do love him as Cap. All right, let's score this one. Adam, you go first.
Well, when I walked out, I liked it more than I do now. Um, but again, that being said, I had a lot of fun with it. It's a cool little movie. We got funny moments, we got the heartfelt moments, we get the cool stuff with the new Falcon. We've got Danny Ramirez trying to do kind of the Michael Pena role from Ant-Man.
Right.
Mhm.
Totally.
Not as good, but he's still funny and he's still entertaining. I'm at a 2.5 out of 4. I think it's one that I really enjoyed. I'll definitely watch it again. I don't know if I'm gonna go spring for like the special edition Steelbook, but if it's on Disney Plus, I'll pop it on. It's just I wish they would have done more with, again, focusing on the present and this actual story of the people. And I really, really, really wish they wouldn't have spoiled things in the marketing.
Brooks, where are you on this one?
Well, I mean, I'm a sucker for Hulk. I love Hulk. I even love Ang Lee's Hulk. We've brought that up on the Guilty Pleasures.
We all do, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. I love Hulk. He's probably one of my favorites. He was my favorite before the MCU even started. And the fact that they gave us a new Hulk, a different Hulk, was great. I honestly wish there had maybe been a little more of that, but I get why they saved it for the end. I mean, you've got a budget to constrain, and that's where they spent it. But I like Anthony Mackie picking up the mantle. He does great. He's doing what he should be doing and keeping the humanity of the character. He's refusing the serum and he doesn't want the superpowers. He wants to be able to do this on his own. So with all of that, and Harrison Ford's great, I'm going with 3. It's not the best Marvel movie, but it'll be fun to watch every now and then.
Well, as far as your scores go, Brooks, you're right. Adam is wrong. It's definitely 3 stars. It's definitely 3 stars. I liked it. I feel the same way about it now that I did when I walked out.
So do
I
I.
could certainly find flaws with it.
Yeah.
But none of the sins were as egregious as the sin of marketing. They should not have revealed the truest best secret this movie had. And I think that did this movie a disservice,
And
personally.
actually, we have done this movie a disservice because we have not brought up the amazing Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley, who
Yeah.
is really
Man.
so in so many ways the center of all this movie.
Yeah.
And you don't realize it because he's a smaller character. You saw him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but he's a tragic character, and
He is.
I don't feel you could have had this movie without his character.
Great
So,
call out. Anthony
Yes.
Mackie is the heart of this movie, but Carl Lumbly is the soul.
True.
So, Adam, your score.
all right, I forgot about Carl Lumbly. I'll go up to a 3.
Nice. I can't believe we had a real-time adjustment. That's
We
never
did because I
happened.
forgot
Nice.
about his performance, and that
So
was absolutely fantastic. So yes, I will go up to a 3.
3 stars for Adam Brooks.
I'm sticking with the 3 as well.
Me too, 3 stars. Well, we like this movie. Go see it. Now we're going to talk about another movie that is attached to a pretty significant brand, the name of Stephen King. We're talking about The Monkey, based on a 1980 short story he wrote. Before Brooks, the biggest fan this movie will ever have, takes us through the synopsis, here's a little bit of the trailer.
Oh, that's odd. I don't remember locking this.
You wouldn't happen to remember if my aunt had a wind-up toy monkey at the yard sale?
Oh, not a cherished childhood memory now, was it?
No, 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 no!
Okay, Brooks, take it away.
Well, I could very easily sum it up by calling it Stephen King's Final Destination.
Yeah.
Could be the shortest synopsis ever for this movie, but just to make sure people know what's going on, you've got Theo James playing a set of twins, Hal and Bill Shelburne, and they're bequeathed upon them the worst thing imaginable, a supernatural monkey. I don't call it a toy, that has the magic ability, supernatural ability, to kill at will whoever it decides, whether you like it or not. And hilarity ensues, along with a lot of hilarious family trauma. It's never been so funny.
I might disagree with you a little bit on hilarity, but let's dig in. I think Brooks and I are about to run afoul of each other during this segment. But all right, well, I think it was apparent from interviews and from the marketing of this film that the director Osgood Perkins, who we know last year from Long Legs, intended this to be funny. It was supposed to be a parody. And my first comment, Brooks, and I think the first time in this next segment that I'm going to make you angry, is that I think he gave up on funny and went for silly. And I
That's
think
the same thing.
No, there's a difference between
In
the
these
two.
movies, it's always the same thing.
I think there's a difference between the two, and I think he left a lot on the table by just going for silly. The kills are fun, but in going just for laughs and not also screams, I think he blew it.
You've never seen any of the Final Destinations, have you?
That's not true. I've seen 2 of them.
What? Wow.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised.
And, you know, I probably would feel the same way about those. But what am I saying that's incorrect, Brooks?
I don't know. I've seen people online complain that it wasn't gory enough. So there's that.
How?
I don't know if they wanted it to be like a Terrifier version of Final Destination.
That's an
because
interesting critique to me
that
because it seems pretty
definitely
gory.
would be too much for this.
Yeah.
It needed to have some kind of slight reality to it, at least of its own. It lives in its own little bubble because there are some things that definitely could not happen, or at least not to the extreme that they do.
Do you think, Brooks, that the critique is that some of the gore happens off screen? Like you see the splash
Maybe.
of a lot of the kills, but not the actuality of them?
Yeah, that could be. Like, I think for me with the kills, what really makes them land and makes them even funnier is all of them have these little weird things that happen after, almost like a punchline. Like, it's not enough for someone to just explode, but you've also got, not to give it away too much, but like the mist of blood raining down on the pool in that
Or
sequence.
a finger stuck in someone's mouth.
Yeah, someone pulling a little bit of finger out of their mouth. That
Oh,
just,
it's super gross, this movie.
or the very opening of the movie with the
Yeah.
spear gun. There's something that happens that I was absolutely not expecting because I was like, that's it? And then I was like, oh, no, that's it. And it made me happy. And those are the little things that just really sold it for me, was he just had all these little things that were like little comedic punchlines that felt so perfect.
You have to know, Brooks, that when I'm watching these films, I spend the entire hour and a half, which it's an hour and a half. Kudos.
It's nice and short.
I spend the entire running time thinking, Brooks is loving this. Why am I not loving this? I don't understand this genre. I'm trying to. It's something that we're working together on this year, this season of the
We're
show.
trying to crack your code.
Exactly. I do think, though, Adam, that you have to bring a little bit something intellectual to a project like this. Am I just asking too much of this kind of film?
Are you saying you don't think this movie's smart?
Yes.
Here you go, Adam.
No, I think, with horror movies, most of them have tales to tell. We've talked before about, hey, there's fables and lessons and everything else. But sometimes you just got something that's got to be fun. And we've talked a lot about Final Destination, but this really feels like Final Destination and Tucker and Dale versus Evil had a baby. And Tucker and Dale versus Evil, there really isn't much of a point to that. There's no lesson there just to be like, hey, this is just funny, silly hillbillies who think these kids are in a murder-suicide cult and run with it and have fun. Same thing with like Black Sheep. I mean, Black Sheep, I guess you could have, about messing with nature and everything else. But this one had a lot of like that Tucker and Dale blow up silly things. But there also is the whole idea of the sins of the father passing down to their kids. Because that's the whole
Generational
thing.
trauma.
Family life being destroyed. How do you handle that? And some people go to the dark side and some people go to the light side. It's all about fathers not being present. And the fact that the director, he lost family members while or before he was filming this, really permeates everything that's in this film. And yeah, you're having people blow up in a swimming pool, but how do we live our lives to not become our parents? And going back to what we saw with Wolfman, that was kind of how he did his thing to protect his daughter, was be overbearing and, come across wrong or angry. This one, it's all about, I'm separating myself from my family. And we see the fallout and we see how hurt people get because we think we're doing the right thing to save them, when in reality, you're messing everything up. And parents always mess up their kids. And Brooks, I'm sorry for saying that, but it's true. No matter how good of a parent you are, you do things that mess up your kids. How would it be if you let your kid get ignored and you see him one day a year for like 15, 16
Or a week, 1 week a year.
Yeah, 1 week a year, whatever it is. This movie is about family relationships, how you handle trauma in your life, and how you react going forward. Because no matter what happens to you, there's a great book I read that changed my life called The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. It was one of the ones my therapist gave me day one to read. And it's all about the fact that no matter what happens to you and how bad things get, you don't control that. You control how you act after that, though. And again, you can go down the good path or you can go down the dark path. And we see very specifically here how that happens in the movie.
Adam, I challenged you to find a brain in this film, and you did. You
See?
somehow did. I'm
I'm good
sure,
at this.
I knew if anyone was going to, it would be him.
I'm not sure that I'm buying any of the crap you just said, but
It's
it
a good
was-
soundbite,
but
though.
it was very artfully delivered, and I challenged you, and you met that challenge with
Oh, and I
great
knew you were
style.
going to, so I've been working on this for 2 days now. So it was.
And you saw it again today.
I did. I saw it twice now. So,
You know what? I think that the two of you sit in movies like this and think, man, I'm loving this. Counts is going to hate it.
I
And
do.
you love that too.
Only if you're
I
going to watch
actually-
it.
I really
love
thought
that
you were
too.
going to like this because
I did too.
Like, I've had so many friends come out, even some, other film critics who don't like these type of films loved it. And I know you said you liked it overall, but it wasn't like what we
Yeah,
thought.
no, I did not hate it. I didn't walk out of it angry. I mean,
No.
I've seen many, many worse films than this, but I was kind of expecting it to pick a lane, like to either be a kill fest or be a parody of a kill fest. And it doesn't really do either super well, in my opinion. There's not enough great kills. There's a couple, but there's not enough like outstanding kills. And there's also not enough intellectually sound parody going on. And I thought I was asking too much of the film, but Adam, you just proved that I'm not. Brooks, I don't want to overshadow your feelings about this. I know that this kind of film makes you so happy. Like, you didn't see Long Legs, but I've been
I
telling you.
did see Long Legs.
Oh, did you
And
like it?
Not really.
Really? Because
I love the
liked Long
tone
Legs.
because it was so weird and off-putting.
One thing I will say for Oz Perkins, Brooks, is that he's an auteur, and I'm really interested to see what happens next for him because he's kind of like Jordan Peele in that he's sort of carving out his own niche in this genre, and I think that's really cool. I don't know. I thought this movie was a good try.
It's definitely his best movie to date, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I totally disagree
Yes.
because I liked Long Legs, but
And I haven't seen Long Legs, so I can't comment too much on that.
again, Brooks, I've asked you to say some things and then I keep talking over you.
Well, it's everything we've already said. The gore is plentiful. The kills are hilarious. You get those aftershock punchlines. And I mean, who knew you could make generational trauma so fun?
I think I texted you both when the aunt dies in that fabulous Rube Goldberg
Oh yeah.
thing that happens to her. I thought that was going to be the movie. And if
Oh,
so, I would have been all in. It
then it would have
wasn't.
been two Final Destination.
Probably so, yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't know enough about those films to make that
But maybe that's
comparison.
what he
But
needs to make. Maybe
I
he can
don't know.
make the seventh one.
Well, I should go first so that the two of you can have the last word on this with the scores. Like I said, I did not walk out miserable. I just wanted more. I genuinely went in thinking, based on the cast and Oz Perkins and what I felt about Longlegs, that I was going to get an experience that was better than the one I got. To me, it's 1.5. Like, it's not a
Oh, whoa.
bomb. I know Brooks wanted me to say 2 just then. I think he would have been happy with 2.
I don't know how you can give something 1.5 and say it's not a bomb.
No, I think
That's like
1 star would be a bomb. All right. I'll say 2. Since we're changing our votes now, since this show just has no credibility, I'll say 2 stars because, like I said, I wanted more. I'm intrigued. We'll see what happens next with Oz Perkins. Brooks, where are you?
I don't think anyone will be surprised.
If you say 4,
I am giving it 4.
Oh my
This is
God.
everything I wanted it to be. It's hilarious. It's kooky. It's weird. It's got that Stephen King brand to a T. It even takes place in Maine. There's a babysitter named Annie Wilkes. And who knew Theo James could be so good? I was shocked.
Twice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
and in
fantastic.
2 different, completely different roles. And what's interesting is that the younger versions of them was also played just by one actor. But yeah, and Tatiana Maslany, I mean, come on. She was great.
4 stars,
Everybody
Brooks.
dies.
4 stars. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Brooks?
I'm giving this 4 fingers to the mouth.
Adam, break my
If
heart.
you know, you know.
You're gonna be
what's
upset with me too. I'm at 4 stars.
Oh my
I
He's seen it twice.
I saw it twice, and literally yesterday, I walked out of the movie theater. I couldn't drive at first because I was buzzing so much, and if I wouldn't have had plans, I literally would have bought another ticket, walked back in, and saw it again.
It's interesting that you saw it twice because that's the only way I'll ever get to 4 stars is if I can add my scores together. So I'm at 2 stars, Adam.
4 stars.
Brooks.
My lovely 4.
I hate
The
you
only
both.
thing I could possibly knock it on is that we never find out where were they going to go? Where was he taking his son? Was it called like Horrorwood or something like that?
I don't remember, but they never really closed that loop.
Maybe that can be a good way to start the sequel.
I will say one thing I loved about this, and I think you'll agree with me too, Counts, is they don't give you an origin story for the monkey.
I do like that.
You don't need it. And I love the fact that it doesn't have symbols like it did in the book because Toy
The
Story by
drums are
Disney
way worse.
had copyrighted the way that monkey looks. So they went with drums. The drums are so much better. Like it's
They're so
better
much
with-
scarier.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the monkey.
There we have it.
There you have it. When we come back, I need a break. I don't know about you guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about our guilty pleasure, which is Actor Swap Edition. Stay with us. And we're back on Big Movie Mouth Off. I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
Guilty Pleasures Actor Swap Edition. Brooks, you're first.
Well, sticking with half of our theme today, I have to go with a little Ridley Scott movie from 2001 called Hannibal.
I
where
like
they-
Hannibal.
I know some of us do. That's why it's a guilty pleasure. But when they swap out Clarice,
I
and
know.
now we get Julianne Moore
Yep.
instead of Jodie Foster, which I think is funny because I feel like if people hadn't focused so much on this, on the actor swap, they would have realized it's Hannibal's movie. It's called Hannibal. And we get another amazing performance from Anthony Hopkins. And if people hadn't focused so much and if I hadn't gotten so much press coverage about them swapping for Julianne Moore, it would have done a lot better and people would have looked at it very differently.
But you have to admit, Brooks, that it was pretty jarring, that swap.
I never thought it was
I
because
thought
I
it
knew
was-
it was there.
I thought it was jarring because Jodie was so
She's so
iconic
good.
in
Oh,
that
yeah.
role. But I agree with you. It's Hopkins' film. And
Oh,
in the
yeah.
end, it doesn't matter. So that's a really good one. Mine is from 2021. And
Oh,
this is a
wow.
movie that was, I think, roundly hated. I liked it, though, because I like the franchise so much. And it had a really strange actor swap in it. I'm talking, of course, about The Matrix Resurrections. Hugo Weaving refused to reprise Agent Smith because he thought the script sucked. And maybe he was right, but replacing him with Jonathan Groff has to be one of the weirdest actor swaps in history. I still like the movie very much. The fact that they messed with Agent Smith that badly definitely stands out as one of the flaws of a maybe deeply flawed experience, but I liked it. So Matrix Resurrections 2021, Agent Smith, Jonathan Groff, stick to Hamilton. Adam, you're up.
All right, so I don't think this is cheating because it's the entire cast. Literally the entire cast, and I'm going to list off their names after I start talking about it because it's a phenomenal cast. I'm talking about 2022's The Batman.
Oh,
Because
wow.
the big one is Robert Pattinson coming in and playing Bruce Wayne slash Batman, and everyone gives him crap for Twilight. He's a fantastic actor.
Oh yeah.
You go back, look at The Lighthouse, other things he's done. He just needs good material. I think it was really overlooked. Not a bad movie by any means. It's just people didn't really buy into it. But you've got, Batman when he's first starting to do his job, doesn't know what he's doing. They make the Riddler scary with like his Saw jigsaw type puzzles because he's always been kind of funny and silly like Jim Carrey or back in, the original series. But if you look at the cast in this thing, so Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman, Paul Dano is the Riddler, Jeffrey Wright, who I forgot was Jim Gordon,
Yep.
John Turturro, Peter Skarsgård, Andy Serkis, and of course
Colin Farrell.
who
Yep.
is unrecognizable and does.
I
one
just
of his
finished that
best-
series.
I need to watch it still.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, you guys.
I haven't seen it
It's-
yet either.
It's fantastic. Watch it.
I mean, yeah, so it is kind of a cheat to this one because it is literally the entire cast. But for my money, this is one of my favorite Batman movies. I mean, it doesn't have like the Tim Burton kind of flair that he does, but it was a more grounded, reality based one. And it still had the fantastical, but I can't fault anyone in this cast. They're all fantastic.
If it's a cheat, Adam, it's because there's nothing guilty about that choice. That movie is so good. It's
Right. I just
so
don't
good.
think people
Yeah.
watched it.
Yeah, you might
know?
be right about that. Well, three great choices. Brooks, yours was?
2001's Hannibal.
Mine was 2021's Matrix Resurrections. And Adam?
2022's The Batman.
Let's jump right into coming attractions. I'll go first, and I want to go first because I want to tack on to something Adam just said. Robert Pattinson is a damn good actor. And
Yes.
I'm really excited about Mickey 17, which as we record,
You stole mine. I gotta go back and look now.
we've never had a steal on coming attractions before. Well, this movie is Bong Joon-ho's next movie. He was obviously the man who won an Oscar for Parasite, one of the best films of the last 20 years. And I'm really excited about his crazy sci-fi adventure with Robert Pattinson, who plays multiple versions of himself as what they call an expendable, a person who gets murdered in various scenarios and then reprinted to go out and do it again. We're definitely going to review it on the show. Adam, I'll give you a minute to think of something else. Brooks, what's your coming attraction?
Well, mine ties back to us talking about Tucker and Dale versus Evil because the director is Eli Craig, who did that, and it's Clown in a Cornfield.
I saw
that
the
was my
trailer.
other one. Oh my god.
I'm
Both
about
are
80
evil.
pages into the book, and apparently it's about to go off the rails. It's kind of a slow start, but I think a movie can trim it down, and it's going to be an interesting time.
This is the one with Friendo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I saw the trailer and I thought of you.
I think
of
I sent it
course.
to you.
Oh, no, I saw it before you sent it.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, it looks bananas.
That last part of the trailer is just shows how good I think Eli Craig is and how underrated when they're covering each other's mouths.
That scene.
It's so great.
And Brooks, thank you, because that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about bringing a little creativity to these kinds of films. That scene is so good. It took such a vision. It's possible. I'm not wrong. It's possible.
And in that movie of all of them, Clown
Well,
in a Cornfield.
Adam, you're a victim of a rare double steal. Did you come up with something
Wow.
else you're excited about?
I did, and I have nothing to go on with this. I just know that it exists, and I'm gonna pick. Well, there's nothing for it yet. The Black Phone 2,
Oh, yeah.
because they're making a sequel.
I'm
Allegedly, it
excited.
comes out later in the year. Scott Derrickson's returning to direct it. Joe Hill's not writing it, so we're gonna go back to having Scott Derrickson.
That could be its downfall.
Could be, yeah. But the first one was so good. It's up there with one of my favorite horror movies of all time. And it wasn't almost so much horror. It kind of felt like an R-rated version of Stranger Things because you have the kids on bike type
Yeah.
thing going on with some of like the Shining type stuff.
It's got a
But-
Stand By Me vibe.
Exactly. But it's
Yep.
the original's so good. I love it
Oh, yeah.
dearly. I did invest in the Steelbook, so I have that. I I have the nice version of that, but Ethan Hawke's back, and I love the first one, and I can't wait to see what they do here.
And
So,
especially with them bringing back Ethan Hawke, if you've seen the movie.
yes, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see. Maybe he's one of the ghosts this time around, and there's a new
Exactly.
serial killer. Who knows?
All right, Adam. So you're looking forward to
The Black Phone 2.
Brooks?
Clown in a cornfield.
And I'm looking forward to Mickey 17. Well, my 2025 horror odyssey continues. I'm exhausted, but I'm still all in. I love you, Brooks. We will be back in a couple weeks with another show. I can't remember if the next one's going to have horror on it or not, but don't worry if it doesn't.
I think next one's Guilty Pleasures.
That's right. So the next episode, thank you for reminding me, is going to be a Guilty Pleasures special. There's a little bit of a gap in the release schedule. So rather than review movies that we don't really care all that much about, we're going to do a show that's just Guilty Pleasures. We'll have 3 or 4 different themes and we'll just do our thing. It's going to be a ton of fun for us and hopefully it will be for you. Until then, I'm Jeff Counts.
I'm Brooks Bird.
And I'm Adam McDonald.
Thank you for being with us. Big Movie Mouth Off was produced and edited by me, Jeff Counts, and co-hosted by Adam McDonald and Brooks Bird. Our theme music is written by Brian Z. Richards, and this show is dedicated to the memory of our founders, Jeff Michael Weiss and my partner in crime for over 5 years, the incomparable Jimmy Martin.